What's going on, fellow A-Plusers? It is I, your host, Adam Perez, and we're back with a brand new video for you guys today as we have ourselves another trailer review that we're going to be diving into this Tuesday as we, in fact, get our first look at the upcoming movie, The Exorcist Believer. That's right. If you guys are big horror fans, you are in treat as we wind up getting ourselves a brand new trailer for this. This trailer actually came out of nowhere. To be quite frank with you guys, I had the opportunity to check out this trailer rather early, as this actually was played at the beginning of Oppenheimer. I went this past Saturday to go see Oppenheimer on 70 millimeters, and they wind up surprisingly dropping this trailer to what I would say would be a hushed crowd at first. But once this trailer ended, mumbles, people were uncomfortable, everyone was talking. You could definitely tell that this trailer creeped people out. Now, when it comes to the original Exorcist film, I believe released in 1973, I've only seen it like twice in my life. One as a little kid, freaked out. I never completed it. Second time I watched it, I had to be like a sophomore in college. Once I had moved here to Texas, I remember me and my family turning off the lights, making some popcorn, sitting on the couch together to watch The Exorcist in full for the first time. And even in college, this movie freaked me out. I am a big supernatural guy. I love watching anything ghost related, anything just like unnatural, possession stuff. Like, I'm a big fan of The Exorcism of Emily Rose. I think that's an incredible film. I still want to check out Pope's Exorcist with Russell Crowe, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm really big into that, and I certainly do enjoy a good horror film. But to be honest with you, it's very rare that a horror trailer freaks me out. But I gotta tell you, man, after watching the Exorcist trailer in theaters and then again having it released here this week, creep mode all around. And to be quite honest with you, man, I cannot wait. So let me go ahead and give you guys my thoughts in regards to this trailer. I am kind of curious as to whether or not this movie is like a direct sequel to the original Exorcist film. Because to be quite frank with you, when it comes to the Exorcist franchise, there are quite a few movies. Not just necessarily a trilogy, but I think there might even be like a prequel to the original Exorcist films. I don't necessarily know if all of those are recognized. Are they all connected? I personally have not watched any of them, with the exception of the first one. So I do wonder if this new Exorcist movie titled Believer, if this is going to be like a, hey, ignore all the sequels and prequels you watched, but just focus on the original movie. Maybe, hey, this movie comes after the original trilogy of the Exorcist. Who knows? I really don't know the placement in this, so it should be rather interesting. But the trailer itself comes in at about 3 minutes long, and I really enjoyed just the creep factor in general. The concept and idea here of really two school friends going to school one day but coming up missing. Apparently their parents are freaking out. The girls are eventually found, but unfortunately the girls believe that they've only been gone for like a couple of hours, when in reality they've been gone for a couple of days. I think they're found in the woods or whatever the case may be. So what happened to that missing time, and importantly, what happened to these girls? And you want to talk about visually making you uncomfortable in your seat, creepy images that just kind of get stuck in your mind, jump scares throughout this entire trailer, getting the exorcism theme to certain, like, theme song to certainly go along with this. It was incredible. The makeup design and the prosthetic work for turning these little girls into these demonic figures just work for me. I mean, the slow towards the end of this trailer, just like the shots that are captured right in all the chaos and the mayhem, and the way that the shots are like still sort of on the screen as they just turn into something else. Just these horrible images just really freak me out, honestly, when you get to see them. And we also wind up bringing back one of the original characters, I believe the mother to the character Reagan. I believe she is in fact returning in here after like 50 years. She's reprising her same role, and she's she's either coming face to face with the very same entity that did the same thing to her daughter, or some other form of it. But the possessions certainly are continuing, and they're definitely bringing back one of the originals. So I find that all rather fascinating, honestly, and it does make me wonder what their bigger overall plans are for here. And to be quite honest with you, we actually just got ourselves an article that wind up dropping from the Hollywood Reporter after the Exorcist Believer trailer dropped to let us know they have much bigger plans in store for us than we certainly ever imagined, as it seems Universal's The Exorcist Deceiver sequel to debut in 2025. So this isn't just sort of like your traditional one-off. They plan on doing big things with this particular franchise once again, as it seems as though they have themselves a trilogy plan. So we have The Exorcist Believer dropping this upcoming October, and then after that we've got The Exorcist Deceiver coming in 2025. So let's go ahead and dive into this article real quick. It says The Exorcist Deceiver, the second sequel in a new trilogy from director David Gordon Green, will get a wide release on April 18th, 2025. News on the 2025 release for the second chapter in the Exorcist franchise from Universal and Blumhouse follows the unveiling of the first trailer for The Exorcist Believer, screening in theaters last weekend behind screenings of Oppenheimer. The trailer, with Ellen Burstyn once again battling demons, debuted online on Tuesday. The first film in a planned trilogy, The Exorcist Believer, will be released theatrically on October 13th. So this movie is going to be here, perfect timing during the Halloween season, if you will. So October 13th, get ready for a brand new Exorcist film. It says also from director Green, the first chapter in the trilogy has Victor Fielding raising his daughter Angela after his wife's death 12 years earlier, and a chain of events forced the father to confront the nadir of evil. So for those of you who are wondering also, since this is going to be coming from the mind of director David Gordon Green, for those of you who are not familiar with him, he also wind up I don't want to say reimagining, but also bringing to life the recent Halloween resurgence that we wind up having as he wind up heading off their trilogy that they just had with getting Jamie Lee Curtis back and things like that. So he's fresh off of already taking a horror franchise and revitalizing it, and it seems as though now he's coming back to certainly do the same thing with The Exorcist. So the idea that we are sort of upping this ante and bringing not only like a fresh start but a continuation, it feels very much like, from the original Exorcist, has me very fascinated. And the idea that this trailer seems to hit all the buttons that we certainly loved from The Exorcist is really hoping that he's able to recapture that horror and that spirit from the first one and just kind of bump it up to modern time and really give us a new modern classic, because some people still consider The Exorcist as one of the greatest horror movies of all time, what, like 50 something years later it feels like. So pretty impressive stuff, to be quite honest with you. But look, if you guys have had the opportunity to check out The Exorcist, I definitely want to know what you guys thought of it. Did it creep you out as much as it did me? What are you looking for when it comes to this particular movie? What moments in the trailer made you jump or make you freak out? It just definitely feels like there's a deep story in here, especially when it comes to the possibility of possessions that I really cannot wait to see unfold here. So great stuff. The idea of plotting out a trilogy, some people might say, let's make a successful movie first, and I'm definitely on board with that. But just the trailer alone so far looks like they might be going in a great direction. But we'll definitely see. At the end of the day, these are just my A+ opinions. I want to know yours. What did you guys think of the Exorcist trailer? Let your thoughts be known in the comment section box below, and we'll definitely continue to talk about this later. But until then, do me a big favor as always, guys. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and keep it A+. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.